My little pony, my little pony.
Hello everyone and welcome to Bronyville. This is episode 39, recorded on January 28th, 2012. I am your host, Apple Cider. Hello everyone, nice to have you listening in on the show. We have a jam-packed, awesome show as usual for you today. First off, I want to introduce, as usual, my gracious little co-host, Chef Sandy. Hello.
Hello, hello.
How you doing today, sir?
It's a magical day here in Texas.
Magical day of cidering.
Yep, it's lots of cider.
All cider, all the time. You usually have to deal with a lot of cider. Today, more cider than normal.
It's okay. I can handle it.
I hope you can. Okay, and our special guest we have this week, I've been referencing her a little bit on my Twitter a bit. It's Mitti Mandy. Hey, Mitti.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing fine. So we'll just do a quick little breakdown. We'll talk about you a little bit later. But so what do you do? Why are you on the show?
I am a freelance artist, and I really like ponies, as it turns out. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's good times. Yep. I draw ponies every day.
Every day drawing the ponying. What's
every damn day.
What's the references so we could just, drop those in so they can find you if they want to listen and look?
On DeviantArt, I am Mitti Mandy. It's Mittymandi. And then on FA, I'm just Mitti, Mitti.
Awesome. And I think I told, Mike the Mike that, oh yeah, Mitti's going to be on. He's like, tell her I said hi.
Oh, I love Mike. He's my broheme.
he was definitely like, yeah, we'll probably have Mitti on at some point. He's like, I could get you in contact. I know her. Like, all right, that's cool.
And he lives a 30-minute drive from me, so I see him, a couple times a month.
Oh, cool. There you go. Yeah, he's a wiry one. You got to look out.
Oh, yeah, but in a good way.
He's a good one. All right, so we have 4 questions that we ask to every single one of our guests who join us on the show. So we have to, of course, do that to you as well. We'll start with the 2 important ones first, going off favorite character.
Applejack, definitely.
the rare
right?
Applejack fan.
What's Applejack?
Yeah, why you gotta hate Applejack, huh, Sandy?
Applejack is a fine pony.
A fine pony. Do you hear? I think he's saying fine pony in a nice way. It's nice. Are you saying she's a nice pony? Stop being such a jerk, there, Sandy.
Applejack's nice.
Oh, burn.
Whatever.
All right.
No.
So you've already alienated yourself from our guest this week. So Mitti, why do you like AJ so much?
I really admire her, actually, just as a character. I love how she can, take charge and take care of her family and run her business. It's something I do. So if I can run my business like Applejack runs hers, then I'm doing pretty good.
And you're doing a little bit of creative. Let me add this in real quick. You're in, you do freelance art and stuff. So why do you identify more with her as opposed to Rarity?
Well, Rarity I like, but and I appreciate Rarity's creative touches, and that's I love it. But Applejack isn't afraid to get her hooves dirty, as it were. Just really bear down and get the work done, and that I really admire.
All right.
Plus, my mom's a bit of a hick, so before ponies even came along, I was throwing in y'alls and you-ins and whatnot in my sentences, so it just kind of fit.
There's nothing wrong with a y'all every once in a while. I did it the other day. Trouble. Sandy was just like, you said y'all. I was like, yes, I did. I was raised in the South, brother. Come on. Okay, so let's see, favorite episode, what would that be?
Actually, my favorite is definitely going to have to be Party of One. I love the idea of the ponies having kind of a breaking point in their personalities. It just makes them more real. And plus it introduced the idea of Pinkamena, and I'm really fond of this darker, kind of deeper side to the show, a different way to look at it. Kind of juxtaposing the sweet and innocent and cute with the dark and violent and terrible. Even though that wasn't in the episode, it kind of introduced the idea. and that's just really fascinating.
No, there's always been like they'll hint that it's there, that there's a meaner side. Like Everfree definitely is like the meaner place. It definitely points to it, and it gets about as close as it can without actually getting into Terrorville. But Pinkamena did kind of get to the point of just like, oh no. Rainbow Dash shows up, everyone goes, no! So, all right, cool on that. It's a good one. It's one of the more popular of the Pinky ones. All right, so why do you love the show so much, huh?
Well, it's really rare to see such quality animation nowadays, especially coming out of North America, and especially on TV. Like, there isn't a lot on TV nowadays. And that's really refreshing. You know, I wasn't ever into ponies as a little girl. I just, you know, I thought they were girly, and I didn't want any part of it. But, you know, I really like the well-developed characters, the clean artwork, consistent storylines, and, you know, the production company that actually cares about its fans is awesome. I mean, it's so cool to be able to think, you know, oh, I, as a fan, have a very small part of a voice that actually is cared for by the production company, you know?
Oh, yeah, totally. It's great to just see them just put as much effort into it. You know, something that, you know, you look at the 3.5 days and it's like, yeah, let's just drop this in Flash and keep going. You know, they're really putting a lot of love into it, so, you know.
Yeah.
And speaking of love, so what do others think of the fact that you're, you know, into the ponies now?
Well, luckily, a lot of my friends are also into ponies. And, you know, I think if I had a friend that didn't want to be a friend anymore because I liked ponies, they didn't really want to be my friend in the first place. But the key really is to not take it too seriously, because it is a show that's meant for little girls. You know, we're all aware of this. I had to explain ponies to my dad a couple weeks ago, and you know, I introduced it as, it's this show, it's meant for little girls, but there's this huge fan base of adults called bronies. Isn't that funny? And, you know, it is funny, but, you know, it's still great.
Yeah, it's a, as I have said it, I've started writing emails over to Hub PR, and I'm just like, we understand that we are a handful to deal with, but it's only because we're all super enthused for what you guys are producing right now. So please excuse us if we are at least a little bit overzealous.
Yeah.
We are a passionate bunch. All right, well, cool. Nice to have you on, Mitti. We've got a full episode of AJ for you, so there's going to be much AJ love a little bit later on. We got news, we've got books, we've got one cool things, but very first, Sheffers, we need to talk about our sponsor. Who is that once again?
That is the fantastic people over We Love Fun. Use our coupon code Bronyville10. It'll get 10% off your order, and you know, they have all sorts of fantastic new shirts.
Polo shirts.
Especially, the polo shirts are nice. I think they're the logo's a little too big, but all the fantastic new stuff from Haza, the Rarity one is amazing. Lots of other artists contributing. Lots of cool stuff on that site, well beyond just Pony.
Oh yeah, the Adventure Time, very popular inside of there. I'm seeing a lot of Star Wars stuff, limited editions. They are constantly popping stuff out of there. So don't just go there for Pony stuff. They're full of really awesome stuff. They're doing a Star Wars Episode 1 in 3D shirts right now. So you should check those out. That's pretty cool. That's our sponsor, Bronyville 10. Gets you 10% off. That takes care of tax and some. That's awesome. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on. We've got some news this week. There's been a rambunctious, crazy, spinning, wheel-dealing week of news. And, Chef, you're going to be our designated news pony, so I need to know exactly what's been going on in this nutso fandom.
Well, it's been a little bit nutso. That's not a big surprise. So, you know, we had this last week's episode, we had Derpy, and everyone's like, yeah, woo, Derpy, yay! And then there was that group of people in the background that decided to get really offended and take it a terrible wrong way. and who actually complained and wrote letters to Hasbro, which, really? You did this?
But Chef, why did they get offended, and why did they complain to Hasbro?
Well, I'm getting there.
Oh.
They thought that Derpy was making fun of mentally challenged people. Not that she couldn't see very well and was a klutz, but that this was in some sick, weird way, an intentional jab at disabled people. Or, in this case, ponies. Which, really? I mean, you have to be an extremely overly sensitive person to hit there. And one of the reasons is Derpy's voice. Derpy sounded a little bit... But the thing is, and this is probably the crux of the matter, that the voice actress, Tabitha St. Germain, did not know that that Derpy was a female character. And she said that she started the character with the neighbor's son in mind, that he was always sleepy and klutzy, and he spoke at the speed of a tree. Far from mocking him, I found it very dear. And there's a link to Derpy Hooves where, the source and all that. But I think that, a big reason that the whole brouhaha came up was, well, the voice. And if they had used a ditzy female character, nobody would have cared. Which, bit of a double standard, but this was, that's my opinion. That's about it.
You had some more soapbox of just wag of the hoof to those that were just I'm getting so upset. Time to contact, quality assurance over at Hasbro.
Yeah, well, and that right there is problematic because Hasbro has a fairly lax leash on DHX, as far as I know. And they allow them to take a community-named character like Derpy and put her into a minute worth of show that the people who actually really care about it, the fans like us, who have had Derpy as a background character and a fanon character for a while, actually see her in the show and animated, for everybody to see. That's a really nice thing that they did. It was a real gift to the fandom from DHX. And, well, some people didn't like that very much. Which, that's sad that that's the case, but the vast majority of us are quite happy with it. And the next news media bits is two separate posts, one from Derpy Hooves and one from Equestria Daily, which are basically thank you posts that you can read the commentary on and send a comment, because they do still read from time to time Equestria Daily and possibly Derpy Hooves for the comments and see what the community thinks. And let's let it be happy things and praise instead of nitpicking the devil out of a cartoon aimed at little girls between 6 and 12.
I didn't think that the portrayal of Rainbow Dash in this episode was quite the way that the element of loyalty should have went. I can just feel the clenched jaw of Chef, just let it go.
Well, it's. I know that you're being silly, but there are people out there like that, and I really wonder why they're watching this show if they have to nitpick it. I think, and I've said this on Twitter, and my friends have said it on Twitter. It's when did some people here forget they were watching a cartoon aimed at little kids? This isn't Battlestar Galactica. This isn't Doctor Who. This isn't,
This isn't Lost. We're not sitting here trying to figure out what's in the hatch.
This is a cartoon aimed, as I said, 6 to 12-year-old girls that adults can enjoy, that is going to use plots that little children probably haven't seen, but we as adults have seen many times because we have seen many other things. And I see these people complaining about, the plot's predictable, or, this is, inserting their own socio-political views into a cartoon for children is just, it boggles my mind. It'll probably come up in the topic, in the episode discussion, that people were thinking that today's episode was anti-capitalist. What? and anti-corporate? This is a cartoon for kids about not sacrificing your quality for speed and taking the time to do something right. And that's what any kid and most people are going to get out of it. But then there's those people that just have to like go, oh my God, they hate corporations and they hate they're pony Luddites.
But don't you know, Chef, that there's a group of people going against it all sides. The Muppet movie was the same way. The big mean guy was an oil baron. Grr.
It just blows my mind that there's people in this community that way. And I really wonder why they keep watching this show if it's so evil. But that's really neither here nor there. This is news and Sandy pontificating. If you have a problem, please email me and I'll respond. But it won't be very nice if it's not nice. But Yeah, anyways,
time to fan down Sandy. Deep breaths. You're good.
I'm a very opinionated guy, and I'm more than happy to share those opinions. Flames be damned. Moving on to actual news stuff. Hey, McDonald's toys are making a comeback, and that's so they're coming back in March.
Okay.
And 9th of March is the estimated date, but it hasn't been confirmed. But oh my gosh, I'm totally going to go on a giant McDonald's adventure the day these are supposed to come out and hunt me down a set of ponies.
Eight toys. It looks like the main six and pink Celestia and Cheerily. Are these the same with I'm trying to tell, are these like the brushable tails, or are these
they look like the brushable tails because I have the pinky from the last set. I'm fairly sure it's the same thing from last year, just reissued. But that's A-okay, because I wasn't into Pony when they were first coming out. I saw them as sort of Co talks about this a lot. And then when I was like, oh my God, this show is amazing, I went back and they were doing like Polly Pockets or whatever. I was like, So now it's another opportunity to get molded plastic ponies with brushable tails.
Hooray.
Yay.
So, just so you know, just to think, remember what happened last year? They sold out. The fandom's gotten a lot bigger. So, if you're looking to get these, you might want to jump on that fast in March. Because if you're interested in getting all 8 of these or more, there's good chance that these are probably going to sell out pretty quick. There's going to be a lot of sad little girls.
And I'm going to say that, the 5th or 6th time that someone our age comes in looking for a My Little Pony toy for their sister or cousin, they're just going to start calling us out. Like, this is for you, isn't it?
You're the 8th person today to come in wearing and now I know that's a vinyl scratch shirt.
And it's like, yeah, Trixie, huh? That's not pony related at all, is it?
No.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? My name's Sethisto. That's exactly how Sethisto sounds.
No, Sethisto sounds like Michael Cera.
I know.
And he's in Lesbians with You.
Oh, that is Michael Cera.
The
other L word. Lesbians? Yeah, he said that on the live stream the other day. It was amazing.
And then JJ decided to draw it.
Yup.
Things happen.
And
Pony toys, onward! What's more?
Moving on, the We Love Ponies Marathon the voting has begun. You get 10 votes a day, and, well, it's basically Hub has put the what episodes you want up there, and you vote, and the 10 that we choose will get marathoned. I do think it's nice that they have taken the marathon parallels and used it themselves.
I'm going to claim winning on that, technically, since, as far as I'm aware, we are the first to use marathon.
I don't know about that, but it is cool to see them doing it. They narrowed it down to 20 episodes, and then it's a good mix of Season 1 and Season 2. Dragon Shy, Bridal Gossip, Suited for Success, Feeling Pinky Keen, Sonic Rainbow, Green Isn't Your Color, Kingdom Hearts Chronicles, Party of One, Best Night Ever, Winter Wrap-Up, Return of Harmony Part 1, Lesson 0, Luna Eclipse, Sisterhood Social, May the Best Win, The Mysterious Mare Duel, Sweet and Elite, Secret of My Excess, Family Appreciation Day, and Hearth Swarming Eve. So a good mix of season 1 and season 2.
Ooh,
and
yeah. I'm trying to make. Let's see. I'm trying to make my pick. I'm going to vote. Oh, hey, it makes dingy sounds. I'm going to vote for Luna Eclipsed. Oh God, sending my vote. It makes noises.
Indeed, it does. And then they're like, "Hey, there's pop-ups and stuff."
Oh boy, I better look out. This is going to make a lot of noise.
Yeah, so let's not do that live on the show.
I guess so. So many choices.
It'll be there when we're all done.
Yeah, and this time around, they're actually getting the community involved, unlike the havoc we wreaked upon their naughty and nice contest.
I don't. What do you mean by that? I don't. That was completely fair.
Oh, of course it was completely.
We won fair and square over there. You know, eat that Megatron.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, and the next thing is, well, there's lots of new pony merch coming in. If you want everything pony, workout cards, schedulers, boxes, color pencil, crayons, pastels, book covers, rulers, drawing pads, and the most horrifying thing, glue sticks.
Whoa.
And there's just tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of pony stuff for all of your college needs. Because I know there's going to be somebody out there that's like, you know what? I have pencils. I need pony pencils for this semester.
I like the lockable tin. That's pretty good. Glue sticks is pretty awesome too.
Yeah, and there's the comment, disturbing.
Oh, if I wanted to troll my friend at work, I totally can now.
Well, see, what you need to do is just get a bunch of the pencils and just leave one on his desk. Sharpen it, stick it in his pencil holder. One day he'll be looking for a pen or pencil at work. He'll pull that out and be like, "Where did this come from?"
Oh, he knows where it came from.
Yeah, and he might throw it at you. That might hurt.
It might, but it was worth it. Schedule planner, lunch boxes. Felt tip pins. I like all this all. What's the
Oh, it's just the link for the marathon thing disappeared off the dock.
No, we'll get it back.
Oh, I'll fix it.
Folder box. The guy who does my taxes is a Brony, and his favorite is Twilight Sparkle. So I'm going to stuff all of my receipts in the Twilight Sparkle folder box and just give that to him.
Here, I got that link for you. Don't worry. Except things are moving. What did I do? This is going bad to worse. It's like trying to plan how to make cider. Okay. Drop that in. Hub world done. Okay. That's taken care of. All right. So load some merch. We got that. Toys. Is that done? Is that all the news we need this week?
Pretty much.
Hooray! Because you know what that means. It's books time. It's time to talk about fanfics. It's time to talk
This
about
is going to be the most exciting fanfic week ever.
Because 2 out of 3 don't have nothing.
I'm so sorry. I haven't had the time to read Ponyfics this last week.
Yes,
I'm so bad.
And the only fic Mitti was going to give involves baked goods. You know which ones, so...
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm just saying. No clue.
So, what I'm going to recommend, I quickly scrubbed FemFiction to find a cool one, and I found I found just a nice little slice of life, friendshipping, nice one called Pirates for a Day, which features Dinky and Pipsqueak, and they are pirates, just, going out into the woods and just having genuine little pirate fun together. It's cute, it's awesome, it's them just making a friendship. Only one chapter, and it's short, 27,901 words, or 100. I know I'm not good with number, but it's short, it's sweet, it's cool. Pirates for a Day. Go check that out because it's really neat. And that takes care of books this week, quickly enough.
Yay, we're efficient.
So our topic, we've got Pony of all things. I didn't know if Mitti wanted to talk anything about her, how, since she is a freelance artist and draws a lot of the pony stuff, you've started, of course, since watching the show, started doing pony artwork. We can go a little bit of how that's been since you've started all that up.
Sure. It started. I started watching it at the beginning of last year, but kind of like secretly, because this pony thing is getting big, but it's ponies, man. I don't want to be in this. So I watched it with the blinds drawn, and after a couple months of this, I finally braved up enough to show it to my boyfriend, and he did the same thing. Like, we can't let our friends know. But we'll watch every episode in like one afternoon, or every episode that had been out at that point.
Oh boy.
Yeah, right. And so that happened, and then eventually I drew little pony sonos for he and I, and some of our other friends saw it, and it just went downhill from there. And by downhill, I mean my friends got into ponies as well, and now we're a big happy pony family. So that worked. It was good.
It's always nice when it works out like that.
Yeah.
Have you had
a couple?
Have you had too many of the haters out there? Just like, oh God, man, you started drawing ponies, now it's all downhill. I can't enjoy anything anymore. Bleh.
Yeah. I actually there's a couple of my friends who refuse to even try ponies, which but at the same time they're into equally embarrassing shit, if not even worse. So. Right back at them.
Yeah. It's like, why are you drawing cute ponies when you could be drawing adult material for me?
Exactly. Yeah, like.
I know.
I'd rather draw ponies, thanks.
All right. Anything else on that, or shall we talk about some super speedy cider squeezy 6000s?
Oh my God, the episode.
All right, let's move into it. Season 2, episode 15, overall episode number 41, air date on January 28th, 2012, written by M.A. Larson, the Super Speedy Cider Squeezy 6000. Oh, I like this episode.
It was a good episode. I liked it a lot.
I think I'm a little biased.
I'm happy to see you. Sorry.
I'm just saying, I think I'm a little biased, but what were you saying, Mitti?
I was going to say the same thing. I'm always happy to see Applejack, so...
Yes, this is a very much more Applejack-centered episode than the previous week's offering, but still...
And this was much more in her favor as well. I'm not sure that this was the knockout of the park, but this was a good, double play, a very good AJ episode, especially at the very end, where she was like, yep, I knew I was doing all along, haters.
Oh, that was the best. That just warmed the cockles of my AJ love and heart.
So let's see. So, of course, Flim Flam Brothers challenges the apples to a duel to produce the most barrels of cider in 1 hour. Winner gets selling rights in Ponyville, which essentially would mean that the apples lose their farm. It is, the thing I love about this episode was the fact that it was like everything was on it. Like, the facial expressions and the goofy animations were top notch. From the get-go of just Rainbow Dash just not getting any apple cider was just, I loved it. Not for the reasons of being mean, just because it was a good gag.
Did she ever end up getting any apple cider? I don't remember.
Oh, she got some at the very end.
Okay.
Pinky gave her some, yep.
Oh, okay, because that would have been great. The whole episode goes by, she doesn't get any, and nobody says anything.
just total resentment just at the very end, just like,
yeah.
So it was just I enjoyed it. It was I'm trying to go through all like the silly bits to it. The Flim Flam Brothers. Okay, how about this? The song.
So
goodness.
The song is one of those things that has some very deep roots. It's pretty much a straight up take from The Music Man, which is a really old musical and a little less old movie, but also from the monorail song from The Simpsons. And even the Flim and Flam being the brothers, the guy in the Simpsons episode was named Flim Flam. As I had that was told to me, and I'm like, well.
And the song from Music Man being "Ya Got Trouble." So let's see other things.
And
let's see, everyone just getting all upset because they just can't make enough cider because of their high quality standards. The Flim Flams trying to make a deal of like, oh yeah, we'll make cider for you. We'll make as much you want. 75-25 split. Sound good? Like, way, no.
Which way? and then, of course, Apple Bloom. Man, Apple Bloom probably got... the joke about how AJ beats those eggs like she beats Apple Bloom, she could have gotten them in so much trouble with that mouth of hers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness.
We'll beat you. Like, we can make as much, we can make it in 45 minutes, Apple Bloom. There's other things you should be doing. Your mouth running is not one of them.
She got her cutie mark. It's not shutting up.
Her cutie mark is bad ideas.
Our cutie mark is just a pony there, crossed arm, glowering.
That would be a pretty boss pony mark or cutie mark.
Gee, oh boy, I don't want to mess with them. Make grouchy face over there. So season's kicked in. Let's see. Of course, okay. So the Flim Flam brothers do end up winning. Because they simply make more cider by, just accepting every crappy piece of, apple and wood and bad piece that they could put into it. And
yeah.
Twigs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, it was one of those things where it's like, when faced up, the machine could only do so much, but when they had a larger workforce, Applejack could produce more. And then they just turned off the quality control. And they were sucking up leaves and bits of tree limb and, apparently rocks, because somehow Bon Bon had a rock in her cider.
It tastes like rocks.
She's the mayor of many voices. She has no consistency to her background voice character.
I'll never get used to any of them.
Yeah.
Now, if we're going to dive into the little bit deeper, do you see like a parallel of like the John Henry versus the steam engine to this?
To a degree, yeah. And this sort of story is pretty old, where it's the quality versus speed, and the quality of when everyone was working together was higher versus, the potential of the speed for the cider squeezy. They kind of had gotten themselves into a bind where they had like an arbitrary time limit that over time, the cider squeezy would have made more overall because, machines don't tire. But, also when this one, John Henry, or in this case, Applejack, didn't have like an aneurysm and die at the end. So, I don't know. That could be a pretty good parallel.
And, of course, as we were mentioning, the very good end where AJ admits that she learned nothing at all in her letter to Princess Celestia, but simply stated, if you take your time to do things the right way, your work will speak for itself.
Yeah, and that's like that's the lesson they were there to put out. That is a lesson they intend people to get. And if you are attaching other meanings to that, you're doing it wrong. Mm-hmm. It's like your quality work will speak for itself. You don't need to make,
And you made such a good statement against their statement of just like, well, this is against corporations. It's like, well, one, Flim Flams were never. Was there a Flim Flam Incorporated logo somewhere I didn't see?
Yeah,
there's more people in the Apple family than there is in Flim Flam, from what I see.
Well, okay, yeah, actually, we were discussing it earlier. So the Apple family realized that with a larger work pool, with a larger workforce, they could produce enough apple cider to satisfy the entire town. Therefore, the Apple family, with this new knowledge, are job creators. Take that to the bank.
What now, haters?
What now? All up in your grill and such.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Just couldn't even use. They didn't have any apples to begin with. They had to rely on.
Yeah.
For that.
They were taking like a field from the Apple family, so
not to mention destroyed a ton of trees.
Yeah, there's probably like bird nests and stuff in that cider.
Fluttershy is not amused by that. Let's see. So let me look at some of the other notes over here on My Little Pony wiki. Story also has parallels to the rendition by Disney of Paul Bunyan, wherein he challenged to a competition against a steam logging machine wielding fast talker to see who could cut down more trees, in which Paul loses to the machine. Coincidentally, a rendition of the above-mentioned fable of John Henry is included in a later compilation. The episode's competition scene is also reminiscent of SpongeBob SquarePants episode Neptune Spatula, where SpongeBob and Neptune are competing to make patties only for SpongeBob to lose and Neptune to win. But when they get free samples, everyone is disgusted by the taste, as it is not up to standards because of Neptune's concern of quantity over quality.
Yeah, and that's another thing. That, the market, in the end, the market decided who was the winner, and, the Flim Flam brothers knew they were beat.
Yes.
So they withdrew from the market and went on to go Flim Flam another town.
And by the way, for those that are like, this just shows that there's so much drinking in Equestria. Oh, hard alcohol. By the way, in the episode, the word cider uses the United States definition of cider, otherwise known as apple cider, a beverage similar to apple juice. Outside the United States, the word cider is used as an equivalent of hard cider. This can lead to confusions that the beverage is alcoholized, which is not the case.
Well, it couldn't if they're making it right there, and apples don't ferment on the trees generally, do they?
Well, unless you get the really bad ones that are on the ground that have been there for a while.
Yeah, the ones on the ground ferment, but the ones in the tree don't. And they were knocking them from the trees and making it fresh and serving it like the next day.
But watching the episode, assuming the beverage is alcoholic, makes Rainbow's and Pinky's reactions to it much funnier.
Yes, and Shirley's face when she got some.
Oh, yeah. And Derpy's presents.
And of course, there's already like a gif of when Applejack is prancing off with the mug balanced on her head. It's like, gooey, I love me some alcohol.
They got the one phrase here from Applejack with their letter. Dear Princess Celestia, I wanted to share my thoughts with you. I didn't learn anything. Ha! I was right all along. I was like, that was my favorite line of that whole thing. Just like, dear Princess, I knew it.
And I halfway expected a P.S. Come buy some cider.
P.S. Saved a barrel for you and Anna Luna. Oh, it was a good episode. I liked it. I think it is right up there. It's very close to Luna Eclipsed for me, just because I you know what, it was a fine episode of it. It was one of those where it felt its length. It did what it had to be. It was a simple story. The animation was all top notch. I loved the running gags. The only thing that I can knock for is just the little plot hole that Flim Flam just, makes one big batch and rolls out of town. But beyond that, I think it's a great episode.
Huh. Okay, so I'm going to just bring this up that M.A. Larson has written 5 episodes this season already. And 2 of them, the season opener, Luna Eclipsed, and Secret of My Excess, all of which were top-notch episodes.
Knocking it out of the park.
Yep. Well, she also wrote Sonic Rainboom, Cutie Mark Chronicles, Swarm of the Century. She, or he, I think it's a he, let's find out. I don't want to say the wrong thing. M.A. Larson, where is he? Mitch Larson. Okay, so it's a dude.
We hope.
He has written some fantastic episodes and is batting 1,000, in my opinion.
Good going, M.A. Hit it, Mitch. You deserve some cider. That's a great title, too. Super Speedy Cider Squeezy 6000.
And the fact that they could work it into the song, that was great.
Yeah, I really like that episode. That was good. That was a fine one. Forget you haters. Why you hate.
Yeah.
All right. I think that draws it. Anything you wanted to say, Mitti?
no, you guys wrapped it up pretty well.
Awesome. All right. Well, what we should do now is we should go ahead and go through our awesome email. This email is sent to you from you guys. You send that across at bronyville@gmail.com. I will start at the first. Chef will go second. Mitti, if you would like to get thirdsies.
Sure.
All right, we'll go ahead and start this off. I will go with this one. Dear Apple Cider, Chef Sandy, and remarkable guest. I'm a big fan of your podcast as well as a big fan of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I did not get into the show, however, until the second season started, and I find that its strength comes from its characters and the way they are able to work off of one another during their various crazy situations. Instead of them being a cardboard cutout characters, the ponies feel like people that we have actually met before, and that's where the show's content shines. On to my question. I apologize ahead of time if you get questions like this often, but I'm currently living in Richmond, Virginia, and I was wondering if either of you would happen to know where other bronies meet up in this particular area, or who like to contact online about things of this nature, since I do not know any bronies in my neighborhood. Love your podcast and look forward to hearing what both of you have to say about the newest Applejack episode this morning. Peace out, Slugfest Wizard, Twilight Sparkle forever!
So, Virginia, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there is Virginia Beach and Washington, D.C. If you're on the west side of the state, there's Tri-City, and there's also one in Raleigh, North Carolina.
You're surrounded
Bristol,
on all sides.
Yes. Bristol, Virginia, Kingsport, Tennessee, Johnson City, Tennessee is on Rainbow Dash Network, and there's Bronies in Raleigh, North Carolina, and... yeah, Virginia Beach, which is on, I guess, the west end, or the coast, not the west end.
West End. Eastside love living on the West End. But,
except it's on the east end, because I cannot into maps.
Yes. And there's always the option you could, start up something on Rainbow Dash Network or Meetup if you wanted to establish a little group in Richmond as well. Might take a little bit more work, but, it would save you maybe a little bit of travel, and I'm sure that there's bronies around those areas. Just keep a look out at the nightly wrap-ups on Equestria Daily. That's what I'd say, because you'll see some meetup groups and some get-togethers there as well, so... that might be a good place to look out. But yeah, just keep an ear to what's going around, and you either can find some stuff, or I'd suggest, if you can't find anything, make something. It sounds like there's plenty enough in your area. Just take some travel.
I mean, Richmond Beach is not terribly, or Virginia Beach is not terribly far from Richmond, so maybe, well, I say not terribly far, it's just I have no real directions.
Yeah, we're right down the street from each other, Chef, by your standard.
Yeah. Just
hop in my cider van and,
Okay, it is 100 miles. Distance is hard when you're looking at Google Maps. But 100 miles, is that really such a high price to pay to see fellow fans?
Or would you rather just make one of your own and be a god amongst your people? So, there's your choices. I think you've got a good little span right there, so you can go ahead and do all that. Shall we move on, Sandalicious?
Indeed. Let us go forth to victory. Dear AC, Sandalicious, and what or who the third wheel is this episode.
Ouch.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm a what?
You guys are awesome, and your podcast still holds position as maybe the best Brony podcast on the web, and I've been listening since day one. Bronyville is still a highlight of my week. Okay, now that the kissing up is done, so a fellow Brony posed the question of an MLP comic book. There are several reasons why an official comic will never get published, plus some reason why that show is great would not carry over to comic books such as the music. Let's see. If such a thing comes to exist, I hope a little would not be about the main six, but about expanding upon the world of Equestria, stories about other ponies and other places. There's not really this is not the best email. Okay.
So what would we think about a comic book?
If there was a main six comic book, that would be great. If it was like background ponies or like the Adventures of Trixie, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. I think a main six would be fun. I think that even just doing even a little the beginning part's main six, the back part is CMCs. That could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I already know one publisher in mind that I think would be very interested to do it, but it's all about licensing and stuff like that. But yeah, I could see it being done really well. It's just, you know, the question is would it be to the standards of the Studio B stuff, or would it be standards to, you know, and not to say, but would this be to regular Hasbro, like, hey, you know, would it be to the standards of that magazine in Germany? You know,
I'm gonna guess probably to the latter. And he asks also, are there any other comics you guys like, Brony, superhero, manga, or other? I am a purchaser of some of Archie's comics, specifically their Kevin Keller stuff, just to sort of support that. And I purchased their Mega Man comic, and occasionally pick up a Sonic comic, or have done so in the past.
Have you, or have anyone else you know, purchased a Sonic comic? I have done that as well. I'm looking over into my shelf at this time. I see a copy of Walking Dead, so I do have that as well. You know,
like I have.
Oh, go ahead.
I was also going to say, like, I also have some Ultimate Spider-Man and a couple other ones, just not very frequently purchased.
Yeah, I don't actually look at. I got burned by manga a while back, and yeah. I just have to figure out. You know, with superhero comics, is always like you should get. It's like, all right, so Green Lantern is good. Green Lantern is good. Just make sure you get this Green Lantern. Wait, I need that Green Lantern, not. But what about no? Don't get that Green Lantern. I'm like,
Blue Lantern.
Wait. Okay, all right. So
Chartreuse lantern.
All right, so this one's a teal lantern. He's not green. He's more of an off green. Is that? Oh, that one's good, but it only has one Okay, so it's only got one. Oh God, this is already confusing.
Then of course there's the Pantone lanterns. Oh. There's one lantern for every scale of the Pantone. Yeah. There we go.
And you have to worry, is it additive lantern? Is it subtractive lantern? There's all sorts of color options.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This is like chemistry all over again. Chemistry lanterns. No. Get the Bunsen burner away. No. All right.
Moving on.
Yes, Mitti, would you please continue on?
But with comics, really quick, if I can...
go ahead.
Talk about that for real quick. I just released a graphic novel, which if you're looking to buy a comic book, I'd suggest it. It's super tight. It's called Peachy Keen. It was released by Sofa Wolf Press. It's about lesbians in the 50s. Just saying. Rock it. But other than that, you know, I have like my Batman and stuff from Slave Labor Graphics and Ami and whatnot.
All right, cool.
So yeah, there's that.
All right, cool. Sorry for the derping out of just being like, oh, she's done a comic book. I remembered even seeing that and going like, oh, that looks cool.
Yay, well, you know.
I think Inky Spots has a copy of that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool deal. Next
right.
up. Batter up.
All right. Hello, everyone. This is Full Papers, the bloke behind the aborted BronyCon mythology panel. As you'll recall, as a result of technical issues, I promised to upload it online instead, and I believe one of you, I'm afraid I'm not sure who, said they'd help spread the word once that was done. Well, now I finally recorded it and uploaded it, and they provided a YouTube link. So if you deem it worthy, I'd certainly appreciate help getting it out there, since there did seem to be genuine interest in it at the time. No worries if not, but I'd be remiss not to at least bring it to your attention. Hope you're all well. Thanks again for the hard work, and again, I sincerely appreciate the effort you made to help me get things squared away at the con. It wasn't to be, but c'est la vie. Cheers, FP.
Hooray!
There's a link in the show notes, so you can get to listening.
And that was the mythology panel, just kind of talking about, I believe, just where the currently we could stand on understanding where everything in that crazy MLP backstory are, Lostian assumptions on how everything is supposed to be. Hoping that this could be this could be that. Oh, so you could check that out. That's probably a really cool. I admit to not seeing it yet, but it sounds like a neat way of just kind of extrapolating on what we know thus far. Okay, I'm moving onward. Dear Princess Celestia, Wait, I mean, Chef Cider and Apple Sandy and random flavor guest or guests of this week. Longtime listener, first-time caller, there's one particular fic I'd like to bring to your attention that seems to have flown under your radar, namely School Days by Palo Prince. The premise is that Cheerly gets suspended from her teaching position in Ponyville after the Discord incident as a result of failing to keep the CMC trio in check one too many times during various field trips. However, with some help from Twilight Princess Luna, the Season 2 version offers her a teaching job in Luna's School for Disadvantaged Youth, a rundown school in a mining district in Old Canterlight. Cue in a dilapidated, rundown school that is in danger of being closed, a bunch of students who don't want to learn, an apathetic headmaster who couldn't care less, and one screwball tagging along from Bronyville after Cheerly, who actually plays a meaningful part in the plot. It's obviously up to Cheerly to try and turn everything around and try and save the school and its students. The whole quite deal reminiscent of the 1967 film To Sir with Love for those old enough to remember or who happened to watch it in English class like I did. Anyway, it's a great read in itself. There's one very good reason I'm bringing it to Sandy/Cider's personal attention, as you both make an appearance in Chapter 7, hosting a talkback show on the radio station KBRNY. I don't want to spoil too much, but it involves an increasingly inebriated cheerleader being interviewed in an attempt to rally up community support at the school, which quickly gets out of hand and features judicious use of the yay button as a result of increasing frequency and hilarity. You both get perfectly characterized, and I was in fits of uncontrolled laughter through the whole thing. I can only imagine that the segment would turn out like as a live reading. Overall, the fic is a great combination of being a light-hearted, sad fic with a good dose of comedy, drama, and a very slight sprinkling of romance on top, and well worth the read. Your faithful student, Kari Goldstein. Obligatory P.S. Twilight is best nerd pony. But whilst Rarity is on the bottom of the list of the main sense, she still ranks number 1 as the most respected pony. I say this as the way she would put everyone else ahead of her own ambitions and suited for success, supported a Fluttershy despite her disappointment in green isn't your color, puts up with the questionable blue blood for so long in the best night ever, and how quickly she realized how unfair she was acting toward Sweetie Belle and Sisterhood Social. Given her track record, I think I can forgive her for sweet and elite. Twilight is best nerd pony.
There we go.
Whew, that was a good one. Whew.
Yep.
All right.
Hopefully we haven't mangled the emails too badly this week.
Nope.
Alrighty. Dear Apple Cider, Chef Sandy, and guest. I've been enjoying your show the whole week, and I think you guys are doing a great job. Your podcast is interesting, informative, funny, and just plain fun to listen to. Anyhow, I have a question for you guys. What do you think of the plot holes in the show? Like, for instance, that Applejack's episode, The Last Roundup, where she is lying the whole episode, though she has an element of honesty. That is just one example. There are more. I'm really looking forward to an answer to the question, and keep up the good work. Yours sincerely, Cheesy K. P.S. Dashy is best pony. Apple Cider, deal with it. Actually, Twilight is pretty awesome, too. So, plot holes in Last Roundup. What do you think, AC?
Well, I like the plot in this in the show, but
You watch it for the plot.
Yes. But all right. So this is my take on it. There are things that we would consider plot holes because we are also looking into it too hard. The main thing I say is that my thoughts on the Last Roundup was that AJ said, I'm going to come home with money to fix up the town. She didn't come back with money, so she went, I can't come home empty-handed. I'm going to have to make this somehow. Her pride overcame, she was honest as much as she could be, but she had a pride streak going where it was like, okay, I have to do this, and I don't want to admit that this happened, but I at least at very most promised that I could come back and repair the town. So I'm going to quietly go take this job, make some money that should be enough to do it, come back, pay, for that. Hey, that happens, quietly sneak all of her second place ribbons into a drawer somewhere and let it be under the rug. It was the rest of the other guys who went, oh, we got to go find her. Something's wrong. That threw a monkey wrench into that whole plan. But, you know, was she lying? Sure, and she was being a little conniving on it, but I think that it's a little bit of pride and honesty in itself that put that situation, you know, into motion. Your thoughts, Chef?
Well, it's like you said she was going to do it, and she was going to do it. She said she'd send money soon, and she was working on that.
She was honest in saying that she was going to pay for that roof.
And I think the only thing that she really didn't, like, honestly go about was the whole, you know, technical lie that, yeah, I'll tell you at breakfast. Well, she didn't go to breakfast, therefore it's not a lie. Except kind of is in the way that she ran off. But, you know, I think that, you know, Applejack being a pony of her word and saying that I'm going to have enough money to repair the town hall's roof. And she's like, I said this and I have to fulfill this promise, and I'm going to have to go the extra distance to do so. So I think that it wasn't too much of a plot hole, just AJ going about being herself in a very sort of roundabout way.
And if we're going to start nitpicking about, you know, elements being a little bit off, element of loyalty there, deciding they knew what they were getting into. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Looking at you, Shepard.
There's always my favorite reasoning behind any plot hole in the show ever, which is, of course, Discord did it.
Yeah.
So
he's just secretly behind there, just messing with stuff. That's still kind of my idea. He's still there. See, the thing is that Twilight can never go against her element. There's not really any way. She would have to just be like, oh, today I'm just not going to do magic. Wait, what? Huh?
Just not feeling like it.
Just not be Twilight today.
Yeah, just turn off the Twilight switch.
All right, let's see, Mitti, would you get the next?
Can do. Dear Team Bronyville, first off, I want to throw a huge thanks to MandoPony and Rob for making me aware of Stargate Equestria. As a huge Stargate fan, I'm greatly enjoying it so far. Anyways, I had a random question I wanted to ask. Since Derpy actually spoke in the last roundup, are there any other background ponies on the show that you'd want to see speak, if only a few lines? My pick would probably be Vinyl Scratch, since I've recently become a fan of hers thanks to fanfics like Party, Sleep, Repeat, and comics like Beethoven Virus and He Who Erases Most. For some reason, I'd imagine her having a voice that sounds like Rainbow Dash with a little pinky thrown in. Anyway, take care and Brony on. Your faithful listener, Wardy Notes.
Scratch is a good one.
Yeah, for real.
Scratch is a good one. It would be good. Have we ever heard Lyra speak?
No. Bonbon showed up a few times, but Lyra, no. I'd like to see more of the Flower Trio, because they're a fun group of background ponies. They've had a chance to speak a couple times, but I think they should, you know, if there's ever like a 22 short stories about Equestria episode, it'd be kind of cool to have they have their own little 3-minute vignette.
Yeah, Octavia would be good. Carrot Top could be fun.
Yeah,
I'd like to.
Carrot Top would be good.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Dr. Who speak.
Yeah,
especially if they actually like get David Tennant to do it. Even if it's just a line.
Oh God, David Tennant.
Their shit.
I think everyone would lose their brain.
I really did like the fact that he was in the episode and he was the keeper of time.
Yeah,
this
that was
big
great.
Fancy hourglass. They gave him a tie. Should have been a bow tie. Should have been a bow tie.
Didn't see him run off into his little blue box when he was off camera. I've just got to do this for a moment. Flip. Excuse me, I have to go stop time. Yes. Well, yeah, he has talked before, but, you know, it's not. He wasn't Dr. Hooves. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right. So I think that takes care of anyone else. That all the ponies we want to talk about? All right, I think I'm going to move on then. All right, so that's our emails. Thank you for sending those across. You can always send those across to bronyville@gmail.com. So it's now time to thank you really awesome fillies and folks that decide to send us iTunes ratings. These are for our 5-star iTunes bronies. We are now up to 465 ratings. This gets us further up there on the awesomeness that is iTunes, and that we're consistently up there in the TV just as one of the best podcasts out there, and we are super gracious that you guys get us there.
What is this?
What was that?
Weird. Okay. It's like the Bronyville lineup hour. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not us.
Wait, huh? Somebody taking our name? We gotta go hurt someone?
No. They're, it's like PMVs being put up for downloads on iTunes.
We're gonna have to mess a fool.
No, let's not. Let us not be mean.
Okay. Well, thank you for all the iTunes bronies on that. I will once again state that this, for the time being, this will be the last month for the donation buttons before we, do a site relaunch, do some editing, and actually probably add in a actual store to the site. So if you want to go ahead and get on that, go over to BronyShow.com. If you send a $10 donation, if you are domestic to the United States, you will get a set of these 3 sets of buttons. If you are international, we ask for 20 just to make sure that we can cover for the shipping and everything. And the donation widget is over there on the right-hand side of the page. And now that brings us to the very last part of the show, the very end of it, where we talk about cool things, we talk about offerings, and we give you guys at least one little thing that you can check out that would be very cool. My offering this week was, this hasn't been posted to Toby Brocky's official DeviantArt yet, so I'm having to go off the Twitter that we have here. But there was this awesome comic of being Santa that he drew of Chef and I.
It is adorable, and we are currently rocking the our icons on Twitter right now is the scene where I'm like all smug and he's looking frazzled.
I love it so much just because the expressions are great, and it just seems exactly like something that would happen. Just like, ha, I'm Santa, ha, I got the costume first. And then just me having to deal with the situation afterwards. I love that there's just a tiny Sonic coming at me for some reason. Don't jump in my lap. Oh, God.
You gotta go fast.
So,
knock your rings off.
It's very cool when we get little, just random gifts like this we totally didn't expect. But yes,
yeah, and the facial expressions in the comic are amazing.
I love it so much. I love your angry word bubble. Like that's just perfect. So yes, very, very cool. Thank you so much to Toby Rocky at DeviantArt for that. Links and everything is on the show notes. Chef, what do you got?
All right, this one may or may not be real. It got posted onto Equestria Daily here a little bit ago, and it is. I want it to be real. I honestly do. It's basically a first edition of the My Little HP line. It is supposedly a partnership between Hasbro and Hewlett Packard to introduce a kid's first laptop, being extremely light on the power and netbooky. Basically being, for an adult, a good little travel laptop when you don't want to bring anything terribly expensive on the trip. And I want it to be real. I don't know if it's real, because it looks like the base price is pretty close to the $100, but it's $150. So it's one of those, we'll see what happens.
I want to believe.
But then, of course, there's also people saying fake. Darn it. Never mind. Ignore this.
Is it totally fake now? Has it proven completely fake?
It's fake. Damn it all. That makes me so mad.
Oh, no.
I was like, I would totally buy one.
All right, so we need to find a link of MLP laptop skins to make up for this.
Darn it.
Why you have to hurt us so bad?
And the thing is, it's been active since like December, so this is like the longest. This is like a long troll. I mean, that's to be commended, I guess, in its own twisted way. Congratulations, you have put short-term success at a long troll in the pony community.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to redeem you there, Chef, because this is what I do. Let's see.
Save me.
All right.
Save me, Apple Cider. You're my only hope.
Etsy. Up top. Decals. All right. To redeem you, I'm going to give you this link of a whole bunch of decals you can find on Etsy that will allow you to add MLP stuff, not just of not just of G4, but of ones before. And yeah, there's tons of them. Rarity, Twilight, tons of stickers. Go for it. You can slap them onto your desk, to your laptop. Heck, there's even one that looks like almost identical to the Cutie Mark picture. Huh.
Yeah. I feel foolish now.
Oh well. Today I wasn't the silly pony. All right, Mitti, what do you got? You gave us 2.
I did. So the first one is it's a YouTube video, and it's a rendition of At the Gala, and I won't spoil it, but I will say it's pretty delightful, and it's something that everyone in my apartment has been not quoting, but singing along with for several weeks. So I highly recommend giving it a watch. The other one is I produced these pony badges for my bronies to wear to display perhaps their favorite pony. Right now there's only a 12. The main 6 plus, the princesses, Derpy, and a few others.
Inspired.
And, give them a check out. Like, they're pretty cool little things. I plan on releasing 12 every 3 months, so if there's any characters you want to see, let me know, and I'll have it released in a 3-month interval.
I have a Twilight and a Derpy on my coffee table right now, and I gave a friend the AJ I picked up, so she was very, very happy on that.
Sweet.
Yep, they're cool. I love them. So, yes, check those out. No problem. And you know what? That takes care of at all that. That's the one cool thing, which actually goes and wraps up the show. Hey, Chef, you can go get dinner now.
Yay, food.
Yay.
You don't need no sustenance. You got cider. Cider all day long.
I should have lunch.
You can sustain yourself only on me. Us together. So, all right, let's wrap up the show. I want to go ahead and thank, as always, you guys are super awesome. Thank you for listening to the show. It's super cool. First off, want to thank our awesome Chef Sandy for, doing what he does so well every single episode.
I try.
Good to have a first episode with you back, with both of us in. It's been kind of an on-off while.
Yeah.
Yep. So, good for that. We've got more coming each and every week. Thank you very much to Mitti for coming on to the show and talking pony.
I was happy to talk with you guys.
Cool. It was fun to talk to you. Go check your stuff out. It's cool. Make sure you give a link somewhere in the show notes. That would be cool. Up at the top with your name or something. That'd work. And I said, want to thank our listeners. You guys are super cool. We love doing this show for you guys because you guys are super awesome, super gracious, and always cool. Also, thanks over to M for doing all our audio. You are super awesome, and I'm sorry for all the, badness we make you go through. So, let's go ahead and do the wrap up. You can go ahead and check over the show over at BronyShow.com. You can go ahead and just look on iTunes for Bronyville. You can follow us on Twitter. I actually happen to have the Twitter account of Bronyville.
And I am Chef Sandy. You
can also follow us on Google and Google Plus as Bronyville Podcast. Email address is bronyville@gmail.com. We donate for the buttons. We have a TF2 server, and you can find out about that on our thing. And we have a very cool, you can find out about the TF2 server on my Twitter account, so you can go check that out. I'm going to slowly start working and building on that. And also we have a P.O. box now, and we are expecting to do some fun stuff with that. So keep listening in the future for what funness I might be planning for our P.O. box. You can mail us stuff. It'll be fun. And that'll be it. Oh, what was that?
I said, oh dear.
Oh dear, yes. More stuff in the mail, postal. Trust me, what I'm thinking, I want to start getting postcards. Like tons and tons. I want you guys to send me postcards from all over the world. It'll be great. All right, and that'll go ahead and do it. I want to thank you all. Another great episode. We'll be back next week to go ahead and talk more pony for you. More episodes and more funness. Sleep well, every pony.
Adios.
Bye.
feeling in my heart can't follow through. You can give your broken heart to me, 'cause you know that I'll stay with you. That's why they call me Brony.